just stayed right there on the church ground, and we played until, just say for instance, if church was over, say if Sunday school was over with, like at I say 10:30. Well, we children would play out there until 11 o'clock for 11 o'clock services, and then our parents would come there, and then we would go back in church for 11 o'clock services, and then we would be there until about maybe say 12:30 or 1:45, and I'm telling you, I'd be starved by the time I'd get out of church, just be starved. And then we would go home, and we would eat and play until about 4 o'clock in the evening. Then we would come back to church. And which this was a program called BYPU, Baptist Youth, BYP something Baptist. It was for mostly for young people, and we would go to BYPU, and we would stay there until about 7:30 in the evening, and then meet our parents there for night services. This is when all churches, went to church at night, and we would be in church until about almost 10 o'clock every night. So church, Sunday was a big day like for church here back in those days. Now they don't have like night services and stuff, But I had always said if I ever got grown, I would not ever attend night services because I'd be so sleepy the next day after all of that church going. I would be so sleepy on a Monday morning trying to get ready to go to school.
That was a long day.
Yeah, it was a very long day. But people really went to church back in those days. It seems like to me that we've kind of just gotten away from our basics, stuff. But
What about revivals?
Oh yeah, we would have revivals probably a couple of times a year. That was always like a summer or springtime revival, and then they would have like a winter revival, and these revivals would run at least a week, at least a week every year. And then we used to have at the churches, and I don't think they do that was called like a convention. So the church would send like delegates. Say like if if Texarkana was having a convention at their church, then we would send maybe like 2 delegates from our church there, and they would go and stay those maybe 4 or 5 days down at Texarkana, and the church sent them there, and they would come back and they would give a report on their progress and things like that went on. So yeah, people were very much into church those days.
Easter, what was that a special?
Easter, yes, Easter was a very special day for us, especially as children, because we had new frocks. If we were fortunate enough to get a new frock and new shoes and things, we most certainly did. We would dress up on the Easter just like it was a special day especially for children. And then we would at the church we would have like Easter egg hunt and things like that. I don't think they usually do that anymore around here. But we'd have big Easter egg hunt, and all churches would have an Easter program. We'd say speeches and things like that and sing. Easter was very special.
Now, tell me about the other black churches when you were growing up here in town.
Basically, they were. We had about four black churches here, which we still do now, and all churches were very heavy functional. You know what I mean? Like a good was a good population. Good, they had good attendance at each church because as kids, you know, like we would hear, you know, like if they was having something down at the Mount Zion Baptist Church, we would want to go and participate. So we did, you know, if we wanted to say our Easter speech down there, then we were welcome to do that. And so they were very, you know, all churches was well attended there. It was well attended. It was very well
Excuse me.
attended.
Were there occasions where maybe a group of white Baptists would come to the Baptist church for a special service or a joint?
Exactly. I can remember as a child, we had, during the summer, we had like vocational Bible school. Now, I don't even know if now we have not had that church. We have not had vocational Bible school in my church since I've been back down here. But we would have that every year, like Bible school. And it was mostly conducted, now at our church, I can't say for anybody else's church, but it was mostly conducted by white women. They would come, yes, they would come, and they would teach us little children. And then at the end of each day, they would bring snacks for us, you know, little Dixie cup ice cream or cookies or something like that. Mrs. Paul Miller, she was so good. And they would come and they would teach Bible. They would teach us Bible school, you know, and they teach us books of the Bible and different things about the Bible. And it was interesting. It was very interesting. We looked forward to that. But these were conducted, I can remember in my church, they were conducted mostly by the white women.
Were there occasions where blacks would visit white churches?
Yeah, we did. We would visit, well, no, not in attendance, like just say, well, this Sunday I'm going to go to the First Baptist Church. No, we didn't. But you can now, as far as I know, and stuff like that. But no, but we were always invited for special, you know, like special things to go. We were always invited, like, to go to their programs, and if they, you know, wanted to hear us sing, we would go and sing. Carlton has, he's passed on now, but Carlton had one brother that was very musically inclined, and this kid played with some of your top name black entertainers bands. Like, he played with Ray Charles, he played with Aretha Franklin and Bobby Womack and big name band places and stuff like that. So as a child, they would always invite him to the white school because he could play the piano and sing. But he was so little, they had to just literally lift him up to the piano stool so he could be able to play the piano. He was talented.